PokeRogue is a Pokemon fan game that turns Pokemon into a roguelike. It has all of the Pokemon ever released, and even some that are unreleased, and tons of content. It's an amazing game. However, I think it's too easy. So I decided to make PokeRogue more difficult by mixing it with Slay the Spire. It definitely worked, but in some cases I might have made it a little too hard. Like this random fish that is somehow 30 levels ahead of me. This is PokeRogue Ascension. Like I said, PokeRogue is a Pokemon roguelike, and you have to beat 200 waves to clear the classic mode, facing different bosses, getting different encounters, and fighting Pokemon along the way. It also has a challenge mode, which is like classic, but it adds on additional modifiers, like the monotype challenge that only lets you play with a single type, or more exotic ones like Fresh Start that doesn't let you use any of your unlocks. These are pretty cool, and I did all of them at some point, but they're missing something more. Slay the Spire is maybe the GOAT roguelike, and its difficulty system is super well designed. Slay the Spire has Ascension, which are optional difficulty levels. They start out pretty simple, like enemies do more damage, and as you go on, they start to get more exotic, like Ascender's Bane, which puts an unremovable card into your deck that just wastes a space. The best part is that these Ascensions stack. Once you clear one, the next level will also include all the levels before it. This system seemed like a perfect fit for PokeRogue, so I downloaded the source code, started up my clanker, and got to work. I added the Ascension mode to the game, and then it was time to start building the levels themselves. Yo, that flute music actually kind of getting down, I'm not gonna lie. You know, name is right, although we'll have to figure out, something better for that picture. Slay the Spire has 20 Ascension levels. That's a little bit much to start out with, so I decided to start with 5. Those 5 are, number 1, more frequent double battles. Double battles happen occasionally in PokeRogue. They're harder than normal battles, but they also have upsides. You get a little bit more XP, and it gives you more options for things to catch. I decided to increase the number of double battles because it tracks pretty well with what Slay the Spire does for their first Ascension. In Slay the Spire, Ascension 1 increases the number of elites. Elites are harder fights in Slay the Spire, but they give better rewards. This seems pretty comparable to double battles. Number 2, less starter points. In PokeRogue, you get to bring along starter Pokemon. They're usually the most powerful Pokemon on your team because they have access to powerful egg moves and additional abilities. This is one of the coolest parts of the game, so of course it has to stay. But bringing along strong starters is also one of the easiest ways to trivialize the game. So I reduced the starter points from 10 to 8. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a massive difference in practice. 3. More difficult enemy scaling. The early Ascensions in Slay the Spire are mostly focused on making enemies stronger. They make the enemies do more damage and have more HP. The best way to do this in PokeRogue is simple. Make the enemies higher level. I did this both by increasing the enemy level scaling, so they level up faster, and also decreasing your XP gain. That way, the regular enemy Pokemon you face are stronger. This only applies to wild Pokemon, but again, I think that tracks pretty well with Slay the Spire. Harder trainer battles will just come at a higher Ascension, just like harder elite fights come at a higher Ascension in Slay the Spire. 4. Shops cost more. This one has the potential to do more damage than all of the earlier ones. By making items in the shop cost more, you can't afford to heal your Pokemon as much. And more importantly, it makes revives expensive. Revives are already expensive, so you can't afford to revive more than once or twice every few biomes. This is the hard part always. I want all of these to be alive because they need XP. This puts a lot of pressure on the player as the game goes on. And number 5, additional mid-boss. For the last one, I wanted to do something interesting, something different. So I added a new boss on Wave 150. On Wave 145, you already face your rival in one of the hardest fights in the game, so adding another fight on 150 just raises the pressure even more. With all that in place, it's time to start a run and see how it goes. As clearly the best PokeRogue player out there, this should still be pretty easy, right? Right? That is just like, oh my gosh, he just outsped in one shot. Hold on, I'm talking about catching this man, he might actually just... You cannot be serious. Well, things started out a lot more interesting than I had expected. The XP changes are by far the most impactful. Now, I don't know if event scaling works here either. This is another experiment here. We can battle him and see what his level is. Event scaling definitely works. Golly, he's level 75. Primarina, on the other hand, kind of a cool Pokemon. Politoed. Okay, we just died because for some reason Primarina is level 132. And they were more impactful than I'd even planned. Okay, I might have to tone down the level scaling and like put it on 2 different ascensions, because that's kind of how it works in Slay the Spire. There are multiple ascensions to increase enemy damage and health. Because right now, this is kind of obscene. The fact that they're this high level at this point in the game. The very beginning of the game was definitely harder. Oh my goodness, Furfro. Who okayed Furfro, bro? Hey guys, it's a dog, but you can get different looking Why did that do 0? What? Furfros are tanky. Yeah, so the level curve, some Pokemon really appreciate having the extra stats a lot more. But as time went on, I kind of hit a groove and was managing to make it through the waves without too much difficulty. Then, as we climbed, things started to get a lot harder. If Boss Ninetales is alive, then we'll go for the catch and see if it does anything. Now, how Bruxious is like 2 levels ahead, the world may never know. That's insane. Also, he took 0. What the heck? Well, he's level 148, so that kind of makes sense. But oh my gosh, that Ice Beam did a lot, and that Wave Crash was insane. Okay, we got rid of him. That man was about to be at the red. The level scaling definitely feels too aggressive in the late game. There are too many encounters of being way behind on levels, and it kind of breaks the game. All that being said, I managed to beat these hard fights and make it through the game. We've beat 140 waves, and our goal was finally in sight. Wave 150. We have 4 hard waves to go, then a tough rival fight on wave 145, then just a few more waves before we can hit our mid-boss. We managed to reach the rival battle on 145, and then this happened. Some of the Pokemon that he has, or that she has, I should say. Alright, Incineroar. Let's go ahead and U-turn. Oh my gosh, that did a lot. There's Rayquaza. I don't know if Rayquaza can live a Mountain Gale. I'm really fast. He can live a Mountain Gale, but we flinched him. We're actually that much better. And then we missed to get the trade-off and into being confused and hurting ourselves in confusion. Yes, let's go. Let's go. No, does this guy have any... He doesn't have any plus speed. I think Talonflame outspeeds. Bro, Head Smash did 0. Okay, bro. Alright, Ferrothorn. You got this. He has Focus Blast? You can't be kidding. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Okay. Okay. It's looking very scary, but not over yet. Excadrill can probably live something, and he outspeeds. Okay. Okay. It'll be a lot, but we can come back from this.
Are you sure about that?
That luck play on my Swampert really set me back. I think we have to leave Excadrill in and be ready to sweep back with Volcarona. Because I didn't want Volcarona to take random chip in case he used the water type move. But we can now go ahead and Quiver Dance up. Dang, I did a lot, but we outspeed. I don't Terra yet, because I don't need it. We're Dazzling Gleaming this guy. I think we have to Terra just in case, and then we Hydro Steam. I'm the Sucker Punch! Okay. That run didn't end well, so I went back to the drawing board and came back with a stronger team. This does reinforce what I was going for with Ascension. It gives you a good reason to use your strongest Pokemon. This shiny Garchomp with all egg moves and a passive is overkill for Classic, but he goes crazy in this overscaled version of the game. Fast forward a bit, and we're right back to wave 145, this time even more prepared. Time will definitely be different. I don't think I need to worry about Blaziken. I think I can Dragon Dance up in Blaziken's face, and it will be fine. Especially if it clicks Double Edge. There we go. Perfect opportunity to get healed up. Wow, did not get healed up to full. Garchomp Paralyzed. I'm just not going to risk that. We'll get Sandstorm up too. Interesting, he just left Kilowattrel, and I think I can shift gear here. I don't really care about this guy. Perfect. Goodra. Hopefully that just kills. No. Oh, he tried to substitute. That's good. That's good. I think I can shift gear again, because I don't think he's actually very threatening. Hydro Pump, good. And that lets me heal up even more off of him, because he got himself some more life. Thank you very much. Dragozolt. Goodbye. She's leaving the best for last.
Now fight your rival. Your destiny will be determined here.
All right, Rayquaza. We're gonna Terra Steel and just Meteor Mash and hope that this kills. Not quite enough. And we get Focus Blast for it. That was probably a little silly. But I think that Dragonite can live any attack here and hit back with Dragon Hammer. Nope. He has Focus Blast and Outrage. Okay. It's very cool. Discharge. Okay, no Parala, which is too bad. He's confused and does not have plus speed. He does have plus attack, but not plus speed, so Starmie outspeeds and Ice Beams. We're alive. It was still a hard fight, but this time we win. I can't imagine how hard it'll be at Ascension 20 if I get there. We have one more major challenge to go. Wave 150. Many have tried to pass, few have succeeded. Are you ready? Okay, he did just start out with the Eterna Beam. That makes sense. All right, we Dragon Dance up a little bit. I think that this is enough to take out at least... How does... He has a Quick Claw, so he could randomly get lucky and go first. All right. That's cool. That's cool. It only took out one life bar. Oh my gosh, he's setting up too.
Huh?
Now, this random Flygon did not get the memo that you can't just Earthquake this guy. And then try to get another attack speed raise with this Meteor Mash. By switching out, he also gave up all of his boosts too. Alright, Headlong Rush, please. Let's go! Woo! That got very scary there for a second. This Eternatus randomly Quick Clawing. I love this Ascension mode. It's everything I wanted out of PokeRogue. It finally makes the game failable again, so it feels like there's something to achieve again. There are design issues I'll have to work out. The main one is level scaling. The level scaling is just too aggressive. But overall, this is a massive improvement. If you enjoyed the video and watched this far, thank you so much. Please let me know in the comments what you might want to see from later Ascensions. Thanks for watching.